Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this Generation 1 tour collection room update video, whatever it is, it's going to be exactly that. So first and foremost, I'm doing something slightly different. I'm going to give it a bit of an intro, which I don't normally do. And then second, I'm going to apologise because this isn't done. I wasn't going to do this video, to be fair. I wanted to wait until it was completely done, but due to the amount of questions I've had on Instagram, amount of feedback, etc., I thought, well, I might as well do it. And to be honest, I can look back at it as a work in progress. So I collect loads of Transformers, but my absolute passion is Generation 1. I was lucky enough to complete that collection, so when I started to complete it, I decided to start to try and find different variants of them particular figures. So I was influenced by Puff Marco for the Italian variants, Heroic Decepticon for the Japanese variants, and Neil Rockman for the multiple displays, which in honesty I've had to cut down even more with regards to this. So there's things pretty much everywhere. The room is still a tip. I do apologise. Hopefully I can answer as many questions as possible and you can see as we're going around. But yeah, it is still a work in progress. So go easy on me, guys. But of course, any feedback and anything that you want to add to it will be greatly appreciated as well. So yeah, this is Generation 1 room tour update part, I don't know, 2, whatever it is. But let's spin the camera around. I'll get my torch ready and let's have a look at what we got. So I'm going to start off as if I'm coming into the room. So again, thank you to the people with their concern about the lights. The only reason the lights are on sort of at the moment is because I'm doing this video. So I'm going to start with this particular case here. So what we've got across the top there are all Autobot cars boxed. But if I come along, and I don't even know if you can see, so this is going to help me practice for when I get the proper video. I'm going to need to get my ladder out. So there are Canadian variants in there, hence the names like Autobot Meccano for Ratchet and stuff. There's IGA boxes. There's a complete mix. And just as a little guide, if they're lying flat, they're sealed. So I'm waiting to either get them graded or just get some protection cases. So we've got a mix of all Hasbro official. Let me come through here, just so you can see. I think my arm's going to get tired with this video. In fact, let's have a quick look on top. So on top, we've got the Takara Fort Max, and then there we've got the Hasbro Fort Max, and we've got a Junior Raiden set there as well. So coming down, that is, as I say, just your standard Hasbro boxes, but different languages. Then we've got the European exclusives, or Scandinavian. And again, all of these I'm lucky enough to say are sealed. Again, remember guys, I've been collecting these over 25 years. So when I was picking these up, they were not pence, but they were cheaper than what deluxe figures are now. So these are all, again, they're all different languages. So you'll notice there's Onslaught, there's Oslat, there is 3 different types of jazz. I've got a classic jazz, which is the English, then there's a French one, and then there's also a Spanish one as well. So all of them are European and Scandinavian variants. Then we come down to some of the actual displays. So on this particular shelf, again, there's no specific order because I just couldn't fit it all in. So we've got Trailbreaker, Sideswipe, Jazz. Let me move this light out of the way now. You'll notice some of the variants coming in there. That's an MB boxed Ratchet. Now, if you're wondering what these Japanese boxes are there, they are the mail-aways for the Omnibots, but they're that early mail-aways. I like to collect first editions. They're the first editions, so once these have been used, only a few of them, that's the Ratchet one there. So you'll see there, that's for one of the Omnibots there. That's what they came out afterwards. So the Japanese writing first and foremost was the first editions. And again, you'll see in fact, I'll show you now. So that was the first edition mail-away Ratchet, and then they bettered themselves, and we then got that box there, which is beautiful. That's a graded pre-rub blue streak. So that's the other thing I was doing. I was doing silly things like collecting pre-rub, rub, etc. And I just totally ran out of space. Then we're going to come down to this particular shelf. So thanks to people who pointed out to me, that is a Mexican Red Alert in the alternate. Then we've also got a sealed Jig Italian one behind it, and we've also got a Japanese Takara one there as well. If you're wondering why there's 4 tracks, if you can just about make out, the one on the left, the shins are black, which means that's the European, so that's the gold box version, and then the normal gunmetal grey is the standard, what's the word I'm after? Yeah, standard 85 release. And again, we've just got various different boxes of these in. If we come down to the next one, we've got again just some more random ones. Let's get the light better. Ironhide, Hoist, the VSZ set, the last of the Versus set of Generation 1 in Japan, which randomly enough was Skids, Buzzsaw, and of course Sunstreaker. And then that's a carded Bumble jumper, which is got to be one of my prize things. Thank you ever so much to the magician Tim Banerjee, because he's got one as well. So he found another one, unbelievably. Right, blaster and omnibot shelf. So I'm going to try. Can you still see just about? I want to show you this because I think these are some of the highlights of my collection. The ever so lovely but late, unfortunately, Andy Cousins from Research and Design, Hasbro. These are test pieces. I suppose the best way I can describe this now is he was the Evan and Mark Maher of the 90s in the UK Hasbro department. So I've knocked everything over, but yeah, so they were test pieces from Hasbro UK. So there's the Omnibots. I might have to dial that down, to be fair, because I've got all 3 modes, and as you can see, it's a little bit cramped, which I perhaps didn't want. Both versions of Blaster, and you'll notice there's loads of jump starters, because there's sealed versions, there's IGA versions, and there's, in fact, where's this? If I have a look on Top Spin, there you go, there's the other one. So that's the Diaclone Attack Robo sticker, you can see right there. So that's a crossover, a transitional piece, again, a first piece example. Right, moving down to the next shelf, we've got some 86 bots. We've got Blair, we've got Cup, 2 a Cup, 1 metal wheels, 1 plastic wheels. Same with Hot Rod, and we've got the Power Dashers as well, and we've got Takara and Hasbro boxes. So quite a lot going on there. Then we might as well stay down here with the 86 Decepticons. So there's sort of a pattern. Takara, Takara box, Shockwave, Hasbro box, Galvatron, and then 2 versions of Cyclonus, 1 with the blue ears and the blue waist, 2 versions of Scourge, 1 with the stickered roof, 1 with the solid plastic roof. So 86. Then I've got Decepticon triple changes, again, various different boxes. That white one is the original Takara release, and again, just for a bit of trivia if you didn't know, in fact there's a boxed unused one behind there as well, number 48. The trivia on this is he was intended to be an Autobot, hence him having the white colours, no purple on him, but of course they had so many Autobots, so they actually made him a Decepticon, so that's why they changed the colour at the last minute. Right, Seekers and Duocons. So again, I've found, and you can watch the individual videos if you want, I've found all 3 of the Seekers pre-rub figures, TM boxes with no stamps. They're the first releases of them particular figures because they didn't even have stamps. So that was a big find there, or a hunt down, to be fair. It took me forever. Then we've got my Insecticon shelf. So we've got all Hasbro boxed versions of the deluxe Insecticons, then robots, and then if you're wondering why there's multiple, if you can just about make out there, you can see that they've got orange canopies. In fact, if I put that there, that's orange, so that's a Sage A version, and the normal yellow version is the standard Hasbro. So the orange canopies are the Sage A version. Sage A was the nearest producer of Transformers for us in the UK. We're moving up to the Megatron-ish shelf, so we've got Shockwave, we've got Carded, Ravage, and Rumble, Reflector. I'm lucky enough to have a couple of sets of him. I always wanted him as a kid, so I went a bit nuts on him. So we've got the box there. There's 3 Megatrons. So there's Dark Chrome, which was the first official Hasbro release, Standard Chrome, which came afterwards, and then of course Gunmetal Grey with the blue shins, the blue inside leg. Inside the Goodbye Megatron set is the Gunmetal Grey with the red, but because it's an unused set, I've not took them out. There we've got TM Soundwave, Takara Soundwave, Pre-Rub Soundwave, Takara Reflector, and once again a collection of pretty much the same boxes. So you'll see there, if we look at Onslaught, you can see we've got Destroyer, which was the Jig version, Combaticon Leader, that's the Canadian box. Again, just loads and loads of different boxes, and the same with the Seekers, which you can see up there. So again, the reason why there's multiple is because they are all different variants. Right, let's move around to this corner here. Okay, so readjusted and my arm was getting tired, in honesty. So there's an Italian boxed Scorponok next to the Fort Max there. You've got a Takara and a Italian Briticus. The normal Hasbro version was never released. And then you've got an Italian and a Hasbro Menasor Superior. And you've got Italian, Hasbro and Takara. And then you've got Takara Defensor with Hasbro, and then we'll just cheekily go onto there, even though we're not there yet, Hasbro and Takara Computrons. Same again with these guys. You can probably tell there's a boxed Raiden set from the, of course, Japanese exclusives. There we've got 2 Grotusks. One's Tigerbot, which is the Italian version, one's a standard Hasbro. Same with Double Cross, Takara version, Canadian version, and Hasbro. Repugnus, Target Master Hot Rod. One of them's the Error box, one of them's a standard, one of them's a Canadian, and again just various boxes. Nightbeat Seal, that's why he's lying down. And I've started to mix the Takara boxes in because I just think they're beautiful rather than all being on a shelf around the corner. So double dealer, we've got Horrible, Snapdragon. I've got the English, Canadian and Takara version. Same with some of these coming down. That's the Seacons in the individual boxes. That's a double of the Dino King box, and there's some cassettes there as well. And again, Fangry. Again, guys, give me your opinion. Do you think I should get them graded? Is there any point? I know I need cases, but does anybody think of or agree with grading? I'd love your feedback on that. This was a bit of a mix-up shelf. It's got a bit more semblance to it, so it's changed loads. We've got Perceptor, the Monster Bots. We've got the Throttle Bots. We've got, of course, Double Spy, so Punch, Counter Punch, and the alternate mode, which is there. Then this has at least got some order. This is specifically Decepticons. So we've got the Headmasters, we've got the Firecons, we've got the Horrorcons, and we've got the small Headmasters. So I couldn't fit, sorry, we've got the large Target Masters. I couldn't fit these small Target Masters on. You'll see them in a second. Then if we come down to this particular shelf, so we've got Autobot Headmasters, Autobot large Target Masters and Autobot small Target Masters. I also put, of course, Six Shot in there, and he took up loads of space. But of course, because Scorponok took up so much, I couldn't fit, like I've got here, the junior or the small Target Masters, as well as all the junior Headmasters as well. So they all managed to fit on there. I haven't managed to put all the correct partners around yet. As I say, it's still a work in progress. And then we've got, again, boxed versions, variants, etc. of all of the Headmasters. And indeed down there, so I think Brainstorm's the one that stands out the most. There's the Takara version there, and there's a Hasbro and a Canadian. Same with the Spies. We didn't get them in the UK, so I went a bit nuts on them, so I've got 3 versions of them. And we're going to move on to here where it starts to get a little bit messy because I've not done it yet. So this is going to be the Micromaster play sets. In these little tote bags there's loads of Micromasters, and there's loads of mini bots, and there's loads of mini Spies, but they will get on there eventually, or maybe move them around. I've just got to work it out. Then this is a very strange shelf. So we've got Roadbuster, and then we got the Mega Pretenders, and then I've lost a Whirl, which I'm really upset about. So I'm going to have to find another one because we've got Whirl there, but I did have 2 loose ones. That's the caged cockpit variants. What I mean by that is if you have a look at the cockpit, it's got grey lines. And if you have a look at that one there, that doesn't have any. So again, first release with regards to that. Decepticons, here's the Power Masters with the small Target Masters. And of course the Triggercons as well. With Triptychon, a random Brawn, which I realised I hadn't moved yet. He shouldn't be there. And then some sealed Firecons. And then an Autobot shelf that is probably one of the most proud of, purely because of that set there. That took forever to get. That's the Goodbye Convoy set. Couldn't fit it over there. There was no space. So Springers, the reason why there's 4 is one's a metal chest, one's a plastic chest. Broadside there, all 3 versions or variants, sorry, modes. Sandstorm, the same, metal toes and plastic toes. That's why there's 4 there. Then again, this is what it's too cluttered. I need to move the mini bots, but I'll show you where they're going in a minute. So Dinobots, we've got all of them there, and including the very rare red-faced Canadian slag. So that's the red face, that's the standard one. And again, that was the one that matches the box art. So the box art of the G1 slag is the one with the red face. There we go. And of course, Swoop wasn't released in the UK. Right. That's one of the Japanese cassettes. I've got a few of them. They took me ages to get, but again, multiple different boxes, all different languages of the Pretenders, classic Pretenders, more Pretenders, Pretender vehicles, Pretender beasts, and then on the top we saw obviously the Technobots. But moving over to here, we've got Takara Metroplex, normal Metroplex, and Chrome Metroplex. Then we've got a Mega Supremes box, Devastator, Takara, Jig, and Italian, or ironically enough, no Hasbro at all. Mega Pretender boxes, random shelf of both Metroplexes, Chrome and stickered hips. Skylynx is there. Fortress Maximus is here with some carded Throttlebots, not Throttlebots, Sparkerbots. Then we've got Predaking with the robots modes. I've had to downsize and just box back up all of the alternate modes. So again, we've got some Italian boxes, and the Takara boxes with a Sound Blaster box there. The box here is full of Generations figures, ignore them, but they're all graded. These are all my graded figures, so they're all sealed. And there's some on the top which I'm still again umming and ahhing whether to do it. Once again, guys, thank you for all your nice messages. This will not be open. There's a blackout blind which comes down from behind it, so that won't be there at all. Again, multiple Grimlocks, multiple figures, didn't know where to put them at all. Moving over to here. So we've got, again, I've still got to sort all these, I get all the Micromasters out. So we've got the bases with the Action Masters, just pretty much all standard they are, in honesty. Oh, sorry, I paused it then, I didn't even know I could do that, but there we go. So back up to the next shelf is Action Masters. I need to get the rest of the cards back there. So I've got some of the Action Master Elite cards. So these, I suppose the ones that stand out, or you might not have seen, are Slicer. That's, of course, where they got the Wheeljack from. Sorry, the Shattered Glass Wheeljack, and the same as Shattered Glass Thundercracker, which is in there. And there's just some, I've got to sort out all my yellow Constructicons. I've got so many. They're the European ones, because they've got the grey parts. This is a shelf that might interest people because they might not have seen these. And again, it's all higgledy-piggledy. So you've got the Turbo Masters, we've got Pyro, we've got the European exclusive Action Masters, so Sideswipe, Power Flash, Tracks, Circuits. There we've got some of the Rescue Force sealed. We've got Deathwing and Iron Fist, of course, you can see there. And then here's the Decepticon versions as well. Oh, wow, Double Punches fell over. So as, again, apologies, I definitely need to sort all of this out. It'd be much better for the actual proper tour, and I'll probably get a proper handheld camera thing as well, to be honest. So, of course, you've got all the Predators there, which you can see. There's the Action Masters, Bombshell, Charger, etc., and yet even more Constructicons just dotted around in there. More Action Masters, play sets. I was just wondering where the Optimus was there, but Optimus is there. I normally have him standing on the top, but he's moved. Wheeljack. That's the 3 European exclusive versions of Road Caesar. So you've got Lightspeed, which they copied again, obviously, from the Computron, Gripper, and Flame. And there is the Rescue Force, which again with the Leo Kaiser bots. And then we've got boxed versions again of all of these European exclusives. Some more different boxes for the classic figures, different languages. 3 versions of Ground Shaker, again, all different languages. That's sealed Clench. No, is he called? Yeah, Clench. I think he was released in Generation 1, which again surprised a few people. Iron Fist. That's your standard to Hasbro. Scorponok. And then we've got coming around here, again, multiple languages. So there's the other Dinobots in Canadian boxes and the Jump Starters. This is where I suppose it gets a bit daft. There's 8 Megatrons there, ranging from Canadian, pre-rub. There's even a test piece actually that I'll get them down, do a proper video on all of them. So there's 8 there, plus the 2 box on the Megatron shelf. There we've got Technobots. We've got some of the Road Caesar, Go Shooters boxes there. Aerobox, Shockwave there, Road Caesar. We've got Takara Galvatron, and am I going to fit through here? I don't know if I'm going to fit through here, so bear with me a second. In fact, no, yeah, let me get this correct again. So yeah, readjusted. That, of course, was Road Caesar there. There's the Power Master Optimuses. There's your Magnuses again. If you're wondering when I say Jig, the Italian version, that's the Jig logo there at the bottom of it. And they changed the name. Funnily enough, he's called Convoy, which, of course, was Optimus's name in Japan. So there's my Optimuses. So there's Gold Box Spanish. There's the 3 error boxes. There's Canadian. There's Seijay. There's Hasbro. There's blue launchers, light blue parts. There's Takara boxes. There's an MB box. Mexican, there's loads up there, which I need to sort out. And again, this is all still work in progress. So Mega Supreme and Jetfire, Rodimus and Magnus. That's going to be Prime and Power Master Prime, again with the different variants, including the red feet. Oh yeah, one of the box ones is a red feet as well. Mini bots, so they're all the mini bots, series 1, 2 and 3. And then these are a few of the anomalies. That's why I need to put Brawn there, because Brawn, I've got the first edition of him. There's a Bumble Jumper there, Red Bumblebee, Bearded Warpath, Super Light Windcharger. Then, of course, the switched Cliff Jumper colours. That's the new HasLab. That shouldn't be there. That's the new HasLab. I've been having a play. This is empty. These are going to be, to be honest, guys, I think some of my Constructicons, so yellow ones. And yeah, I'll show you some of that. I've got something planned for all of that. This was Takara Corner, which is still a mess. And this is the main reason of why I'm doing this room up, because this is where I did all my reviews. That's a Brave Max. So what I've got there, in fact, let's gloss over them because they're new. They don't make a difference. Piranacon or King Poseidon's set there. There is a Leo Kaiser, of course, Black Zarek, Victory Leo, another Leo Kaiser, and another 6 builder up there. Then you can't make it out. There's Guard City there. There's a Land Cross on the top, Diatlas, Big Powered, Grandus, Sky Gary, and indeed another Land Cross. Then coming over to here, at the moment, this is where loads of things is. Loads of things are up in that attic. That's what I'm trying to sort out. Then we've got Black Shadow, God Bomber, Twin Cast, Metro Titan. This is, if you're unsure, if you've not seen it, this is the first edition Star Saber box. So the first edition was horizontal, the second edition was vertical, and there's a difference in the figures. I'll show you that in a second. Metro Titan, Sky Hyper. In fact, I'll just do this bit at the top. That's an unused Darkwing set, which is Buster and Hydra. Galaxy Shuttle. Another Sky Scorch. Oh, what's his name? I've forgotten. Predacot Skyquake, of course it is. That's a Takara box. Triptychon. There's 2 Jetfires up there. There's the Macross one with the Matashuro sticker. There's a French Omega Supreme there. Different countdowns. 2 Overlords, depending on again which country I got them from. But again, this is the reason I want to move everything around so you can see, and I can see things slightly better. I forgot to show you down there. There's an MB boxed Jetfire, another European Prowl, and that's a sealed Thundercracker, but I'll come to that another time. So this is all the yellow versions of all the combiner limbs. So again, they're all sealed. I probably need them grading. So there's all the Stunticons, Combaticons, aerial bots, and then even things here we've got like Cardid, Lightspeed, Technobots, etc., Micromaster playsets. That's the orange G2. That's a small Pretender. There's loads of Micromaster sets. There's some of the Predators and the Talons. Again, I need to get these out. You can see them more. Graded Predator jets, aerial bots, all of these. You see what I mean? This is exactly why I'm doing my room up, guys, because I don't want them like this anymore. I want you to be able to, I want to be able to see them and enjoy them. So we've got all these carded figures down here. These are the double Target Master Autobots. Again, so some of these are graded, some of these are just cases. So there's all these mini bots here, including the South American ones, which you can make out in there. Where are they? Where is it down there? Yeah, that's it. So that's like, you see the white Bumblebee and stuff like that, white Cliff Jumper, more mini bots. And then people who know the channel, they always laugh at this. So the throttle bots start there. So there's a few of them there in the normal 87 backing cards. There's the European exclusive Constructicons. There's the Protector bots, and then all of these here are sealed throttle bots from all around the world, which you can see there. My other Deathsaurus, because I can't do dual displays anymore. And again, I'm still missing out loads, guys. I need to come around and show you the Japanese stuff. Very quickly, that's E-Hobby. I'm probably going to move that. Same as that, that's E-Hobby. I'm probably going to move that. That's South American mini bots and Diaclone, so I'm probably going to move around all them. And then you've got your Japanese exclusives, so you've got your Babe Primes and all your different variants of the others. Right, then we've got team leaders. So of course we've got Scattershot, Silverbolt and Hotspot. Then we've got the Technobots, and on the right hand side is Takara boxes. I need to move around. Let me readjust again, guys. So at the back is Hasbro, right hand side's Takara box, left hand side are Italian jig boxes. Same for Defensor. So in fact I've switched it. They're Takara boxes, and then these are the Italian boxes. I love the little boxes, they're way better than the cards. And then Superior, same again, multiple displays, Takara, and there you go, mixed. I've completely mixed them all up. I need to sort all that out. They're all mixed. This is my Mexican display. Well, not display, I'm just sorting them all out. So all of these figures here, 2 Hounds, Blitzwing. I'll very quickly show you this. That's your Mexican Red Eye Optimus Prime, both variants, light blue plastic and dark blue. Then you've got the Seekers, Black Wind. Look, see, it needs dusting. Really embarrassing. Antex. So I'm going to gloss straight over them. Come to the Combaticons. Bruticus, some metal variants, some plastic, some Takara boxes, some Italian boxes. Same with Menasor. I did have the 2 Menasors in there because of the 2 different heads, because you've got red eyes and silver eyes. And then the Terracons are the same, different boxes, each side. And then the Combaticon and Stunticon leaders, I couldn't fit the other in, which of course was Hunger. Couldn't fit him in anywhere, so I snuck him in there with a Snap Trap. And then there's the Seacons. Again, multiple modes because they were Target Masters as well. Oh no, Monstructor, all Italian sealed variants there as well. Constructicons, so I've got all 6 Jig boxes and all 6 Takara boxes and multiple displays. Dino King, there he is with all the individual little boxes. So this is the Japanese tower. Raiden with all 6 Headmaster boxes, all 6 zone boxes. So the difference in them is the rub signs, and all individual, both modes. Same as Leo Kaiser. That's an absolute mess. That's terrible. Robot modes and a few alternate. I haven't got many of them. Yes, unfortunately, you can see my Kill Bison. See, it's snapped under the neck. And then Landcross, which is embarrassing actually. Multiple variants of them. They will all be stood up and much better than that. So the main, I think, things that I haven't shown you yet is, if we come around here, is I've managed to get these as some of the Japanese and some of the normal stuff. Now all the bottom shelf I'm going to completely gloss over because A, it's a mess. That's all G2 Machine Wars. So what we've got here, we've got Super Jinrai's box, we've got Sky Hopper. Now the reason I put him at the end there's Sky Hopper, and then at the top is Sky Hyper. So you can see, if people come in and have a look at the collection, they can see the direct differences. So on this shelf there's another Victory Leo box. There's the Godmaster boxes, them little ones. There's a Headmaster box, there's a 6-night box, but then these are just your standard pretenders. So you'll have seen these classics at first, then your normals, and they go all the way down there. But we'll get to there in a second, but I'm just going to show you. In fact, let's walk along showing you these so I can get to the other side. And at the moment, again, these are, I suppose, work in progress. So these ones, unbelievably, guys, if you didn't know, so Iguanus, Finback, Bugley, Splashdown and Groundbreaker were not released anywhere in the UK. Or Sky Shadow, actually, not Sky Shadow. Sky High. We only had the normal 6, 3 Autobots, 3 Decepticons. So there's all the small ones. Again, I did have dual display. I've got no space for dual display. So some of these I've packed all up now and moved around. But if you're interested, there's a Super Jinrai box there. These 4 versus sets from Operation Combination are all unused contents. I've done them in videos on this channel as well. Oh, and there's the individual boxes there for Buster and Hydra just tucked underneath. So they're all your standard stuff. In fact, let's start this. No, let's start this side then. So this is a bit of a mix. This is Return of Convoy and Operation Combination. So Grandus, Star Convoy, Sky Gary, all the 5 combiners, all the some of the Micromasters, some of the different Micromasters. I need to get all them out because some of them are different colours, like these ones here, like all the special repaints like there for for Metro Titan, Rabbit Craters there as well. And then we've got Big Powered in bot mode, and then individual boxed versions of them straight behind as well. So I used to have a dual display. If you want to see Big Powered built up in both modes, there's a video on this channel, you can see that. And there we've got the actual Operation Combination and Return of Convoy sets. Again, because I can't do the dual displays, I've put them back in their boxes and they're in there. So we'll move over to here, nearly done. Ultra Pretenders, Pretender Beasts. I've had to put all of the inner beasts and all the inner figures away because they just don't fit anymore. With, again, so Autobots one side, Decepticons the other. Master Force figures in their boxes. So you can see they changed the name. Diver, of course, is Wave Rider. Phoenix, Cloudburst. Lando was a mail away exclusive, and that's Metal Hawk. There's Double Clouders box, and then there's the 3 Godmasters, not Power Masters. So Lightfoot, Road King and Cab. I haven't got a box for Minerva, unfortunately. So onto this shelf. So there is Road Caesar robot modes, which you can see there, and then Road Caesar combined. There is Victory Saber combined, and if you can see that's just painted chest. You can't really make it out because there's wings there, but on the first edition of Star Saber behind, it was stickers, and I do highlight that in the video if you want to see that in more detail. That is Guard City from Return of Operation Combination, sorry. Then we got Blue Bacchus, Black Shadow. This is more of a victory shelf apart from Battle Gaia sitting at the end. Galaxy Shuttle, Robot Thesaurus because the alternate mode is in his box. Great Shot. There's Battle Gaia in his powered up mode. And again, there's some of the beasts with the little transports. And then onto the Master Force and Headmaster's shelf. So in the back, there's a Browning box up there. There's the 3 Sparker Dash boxes, which I've managed to find. There's all the cassettes to the Headmaster cassettes, which are these guys here. So there's the combined modes and there's the individual modes, but we'll come to them in a second. We'll start over here. Overlord, Black Zarek, Buster, Hydra, Double Clouder, 6 Knights. There, of course, is the little Headmasters as well as all their Godmaster partners. There's the Firecons, but as I say, Sparker Dash, the different colours as the red and the green instead of, let's not make you too dizzy, hopefully, instead of blue, pink and purple. So they changed them. Sorry if this is making you dizzy. Again, let me know if it does, because I won't do it in the next video once I've finally done it. There's the Sparker Dash. There's Minerva or Minelba. That's the Pretender, which comes with Grand Max. Ghost Shooter, Metal Hawk, Shell and Robot, Sparker Dash, Little Godmaster engines, Aquamaster, Zetkar, etc. Little Headmasters, Leone, Shuffler, Rodney, Kirk, Trizer, etc, etc. The reason why that steel jaw there and that buzzsaw there is because they're different. For the Takara version, Sound Blaster, Artfire, Ranger, Super Jinrai, sorry, God Jinrai, Super Jinrai, Twin Cast with Garafi and a God Bomber there as well. So that is the state of play right now. I've got loads more work to do, but let me know in the comments what you think.